Have you ever noticed that the most exhausting days aren't the ones where you moved the most, but the ones where you sat the stillest? You've spent 8 hours in front of a glowing rectangle, and by the time the sun sets, you feel as though you've climbed a mountain. But there is no trophy. There is no physical peak conquered. There is only a profound, hollow exhaustion. This is the phantom of the 21st century. It is a fatigue that sleep cannot always cure, because it isn't your body that is tired, is your cognitive engine. In the world of high performance, we often talk about hustle and grind. We are told that the 1% are simply those who work harder. But neuroscience tells a different story. The 1% are those who manage their neural economy better than everyone else. Your brain, while representing only 2% of your body weight, is an energy glutton. It consumes 20% of your daily glucose and oxygen. It is the most expensive piece of real estate you own. And right now, you are likely suffering from cognitive friction. Think of your mind like a high-speed processor. Every open browser tab in your mind, every should have done that thought, every notification that dings and pulls your attention away for just a microsecond, creates a tiny spark of friction. One spark is harmless, but thousands of sparks throughout the day create a fire that burns through your mental fuel. Stoicism teaches us the concept of prosocion, or continuous attention. The Stoics knew that if you lose control of your attention, you lose control of your life. Today, we aren't just looking for productivity tips. We are going to perform a surgical strike on the causes of your fatigue. We are going to look at why your internal CEO, your prefrontal cortex, is failing you, and how to reclaim your throne. To fix the machine, we must look under the hood. Why does the brain actually feel tired? For decades, we thought it was just a lack of glucose. We thought a candy bar or a coffee could fix it. We were wrong. Recent groundbreaking research suggests that mental fatigue is caused by a chemical buildup, specifically a neurotransmitter called glutamate in your prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for planning, focus, and willpower. Glutamate is essential. But like any industrial process, intense thinking creates waste. When you focus intensely for hours, glutamate accumulates in the extracellular space of your brain. When the levels get too high, your brain sends a distress signal. It makes further work feel physically painful. It makes cheap pleasures, like scrolling social media, to feel incredibly magnetic. This is the glutamate clog. Your brain isn't lazy. It is literally toxic at a cellular level and needs to vent those fumes. But there's a second layer to this: sabotage, the dopamine baseline crisis. We live in an era of supernormal stimuli. Every reel, every short, every notification is a spike of dopamine that your ancestors would have had to hunt for days to achieve. When you spike your dopamine constantly, your brain's thermostat resets to a higher level. Suddenly, a 90-minute deep work session feels like a death sentence. Not because it's hard, but because it doesn't provide the hit your brain has become addicted to. You feel tired of the task, but what you really are is your acetylcholine, the chemical that acts as the laser lens for your focus, has been depleted by too many target switches. You are a Ferrari, stuck in mud, spinning your wheels, and wondering why the engine is overheating while you aren't moving an inch. How do we clear the clouds? How do we find our way back to the light? The secret is not in doing more, but in understanding the natural movement of the tide. The mind was never meant to be a constant storm. It is meant to flow in waves. There are moments of high intensity, and there are moments where the tide must retreat. Those who reach the highest peaks understand this. They do not force the sun to stay at its zenith all day. They move with the natural rhythm of the day, giving their best when the light is bright, and seeking the shade when it is time to rest. When the mental fog begins to rise, it is a signal. It tells us that we have reached the edge of our current strength. If we keep pushing against the wind, we only lose our way. This is where we must choose a different path. The greatest shield you have is the choice to be still. Real restoration is not found in a screen or a distraction. It is found in the absence of noise. It is looking toward the horizon, walking in silence, or simply closing your eyes. In these moments of quiet, The internal dust begins to settle. The vision becomes sharp once again. We must also learn to guard the gates of our attention. Often, we are drained not by the great tasks, but by the thousand small choices that follow us throughout the day. What to hear, what to answer, which path to take. Each one takes a small piece of our spirit. The wise learn to simplify the small things so they can dominate the great ones. They build a sanctuary around their focus. They do not necessarily have more fire. They just protect their flame from the wind. We must stop treating our minds like endless digital drives and start treating them like the masterpieces they are. Your fatigue is not a sign of weakness. It is a signal of misalignment. When you feel that fog rolling in, don't reach for another hit of temporary distraction. Reach for silence. Reach for discipline. The path to the top is paved with the things most people refuse to do. It's the courage to put the world on hold so you can find your own voice. It's the understanding that your focus is the most valuable currency on this planet. Companies spend billions of dollars trying to steal it from you. Stop giving it away for free. Build your own sanctuary of clarity. Spike your alertness with intent. Lock in your vision with a single task. And then move with the rhythmic grace of a master architect. You were not born to be a tired spectator in your own life. You were born to be a creator, a leader, and a builder. The fog is lifting. Your internal vision is back online. The static is gone, and in its place is a clarity that few will ever know. The throne is yours. It's time to take it back.